Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. My first guest tonight lives up to his name. That's right. Maddog Mattern in studio. Great comedian.
Thank you.
Him and another great comedian who is an old friend of mine from my Howard Stern days, Shuli. Well, I never know how do you pronounce Shuli's last name? Is it Agar?
Agar.
Agar.
But everyone messes it up.
Yeah. Shuli Agar. You and Shuli are going to be doing a comedy tour called the One Mic Comedy Tour?
Yes, brother. Starting in August 23rd in Long Beach, man.
Now, what does that mean, One Mic? Is it just a clever name? Or
I'll be honest, it means that Renegades of Comedy, which was the name of our original crew in Vegas, was taken. Someone else has trademarked it, has a website.
So you just went to this.
So I couldn't think of anything, and she was like, what about One Mic? Because, you know, we were doing that tour with Ronnie, the limo driver,
right.
the block party.
Yeah.
And it was a great tour, but it was a little crazy, borderline circus-ish. Bunch of mics, bunch of chaos, and this is just going back to comedy.
I gotta say, okay.
One mic.
I get you. I gotta tell you, I of all the things, I'm upset I never saw the Beatles live in concert. I'm upset I never got to see, say, like, I don't know, Led Zeppelin. I never got to see Led Zeppelin. And the fact that I never saw Ronnie's block party is very, very, very upsetting to me.
And I'm sure Ronnie would be very flattered that he's on that short list.
I'm telling you, yeah. The Beatles, Zeppelin, and Ronnie's block party. I'm mad I missed that.
It was a great experience. I mean, you never knew you were going to get. The early shows were crazy.
And I'm being very serious. Some people think I'm being sarcastic. I'm being very serious.
They were total, I'm going to be honest, when I first got on it, I didn't even know what to expect. And it felt like pro wrestling gigs.
Right.
We played some rough towns like Philly and that. And it felt like an old ECW card.
Philly's
like,
brutal.
Yeah, like someone's going to go through a flaming table while you're doing a joke. In Cleveland, someone jumped on stage. A blind dude, no joke, jumped on stage during my act. And Ronnie comes out and puts him in a chokehold. Which, so you're like, oh my God, I'm a comedian. But part of me is like, I could do comedy any night in the city.
Right.
How often am I going to see someone I grew up listening to and loving on the Stern Show put someone, a blind man on top of it, in a chokehold?
Right.
Touchdown. I'm living a good life.
You're right. Well, I can only hope it was the guy who kidnapped those women and he deserved it.
See? Karma comes back.
So listen. So you and Shuli, the two of you, and two good comedians, just literally just the two of you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna have special guests in each city, and if we don't know someone that we really like and that we feel can handle business, we're not gonna put. I mean, we'll just do two-man shows. We've already agreed on that. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like
okay.
We have a lot of people hitting us up right now.
I'm sure.
And a lot of people maybe been doing it not too long, and it's like we really want this to be a solid comedy show.
I'm sure. A lot of people want that. You know, I mean, again, the holy grail of stand-up comedy plugs is a plug on the Howard Stern Show. That is like the holy grail of grail.
It's awesome.
To get a plug on the Stern Show for a stand-up gig, nothing. To this day, you could take Letterman, The Tonight Show, you could have the Kardashians tweet a gig. Nothing compares to Howard plugging a gig because people show up for that, you know. And I'm sure you got a lot of guys, I went through this for a long time, who, you know, I've been doing stand-up for 2 weeks. My family wants me to be a dentist. But I don't want to be a dentist. I want to be a comedian. Can I be on your show?
Well, yeah, and it's worse now with Facebook because nothing for nothing. I don't know 98% of the people on my Facebook.
Of course. Well, no one does. You never met them before.
But a lot of them are comics that saw you when you were like hosted a bringer, or you were the pro on a bringer, or they're hanging out at the club and you're working, and they befriend you, and you just want to go to bed, so you just say, okay, accept everyone. And it's like, hey man, I saw you at Caroline's 2 years ago. Remember, I only had 5 minutes, and I don't even remember their 5 minutes. I have 8 now. So if you need someone when you're in Minneapolis, it's like, all right, dude, wait a minute.
Well, here's the thing about the Facebook phenomenon. Some people might take that as if you really are friends. You know, everybody wants a lot of friends because that makes it seem like you got a lot going on.
Yeah.
But if you say, okay, we're friends now, some people, delusional people, might take that very seriously.
Sure.
And going, hey, what are you just using me to be as a number? And you feel like going, yeah, you are. I want to seem like I'm a big deal because I have a lot of friends.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean we're friends.
What's
right?
a bringer?
Bringer show, some clubs. So a lot of times on the weekends, it'll be the early show, like a 7 or sometimes a 5 o'clock show. To get extra money, they'll have young comics bring their friends and family, and they'll sprinkle 2 or 3 pros.
It's like extortion. It's like they say
Little bit.
They say to a comic, and some Some clubs try to pretend they're above it. Every club does it, pretty much. I mean, maybe not every, but most clubs do. On certain nights, maybe not weekends. But they'll say to a young comic, "You want to work here? You want to say you worked at the Improv or wherever in Phoenix or whatever you want to call it? Okay, but we got to make money. So you have to convince your friends and family to come and be paying customers. Pay the cover, pay the 2-drink minimum, and if you could bring 5 people, you can get a spot on the show." And it's very embarrassing. It's very embarrassing.
Oh, I'm sure.
You're begging people to, imagine if if the Eagles said to you, "You can be on the team, but you have to bring 10,000 people."
Yeah, right. That's hell.
That would be the
tickets
greatest
are
thing
hell
ever.
anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Tickets are the worst. Like organizing, seeing who gets them, that sort of thing. I mean, just
Terrible.
arranging that is hell.
Terrible. And then if you go out and you suck, they hate you because they spent money to watch you suck.
Yeah.
And usually you do suck at that point in your career because you're new.
But the other thing, you probably do suck, but because your friends are there, and now they don't always laugh because they love you, but they already like you. You know, it's part of being a comic is strangers don't know you. You have to win them over.
Right.
And you already won these people over, so they're already, for the most part, are going to go with you. And if you bring a bunch of people to your first couple ones, which a lot of cats do, then you get skewered. And then that happened to me in Vegas. Like I went to an open mic the second time. I had everyone from my restaurant. I worked a shift earlier. It was 2 blocks away. They came and saw me. I crushed 10 minutes on lesbians.
Yeah.
What did I even know about lesbians?
Right.
I think I was barely getting laid at that point.
Right.
And obviously not banging lesbians, so I really knew nothing about them. And I'm like, I started walking with my chest out, Artie. Guys, it was awful. Awful. Who did I think I was? Bombed like the next 7 times.
Wow.
Still's like, what's wrong with this crowd? They suck. No, that crowd's not your boss and your bus
listen,
boy.
I mean, it's very difficult. The comedy world is difficult.
Yes.
You gotta really, really work at it. And then what happens is you could work for a while, like a year, and you think you hit a plateau where, hey, I'm good now. And then you realize, oh my God, I'm not good now. Yeah, and then you go, oh God. And then you go, do I want to put another year into this? Do I really want to do this? Or do I want to just, go back to whatever it is my parents wanted me to do, or my friends from my hometown are doing, and then you become, suicidal.
Well, even when it's good, you're suicidal at times in this business.
Oh,
I hate
God.
to scare people, but it happens. It's crazy. I know people with like a list of credits on television to my arm,
Right.
who talk about quitting all the time.
Yeah.
Been doing it 20 years. It's like,
Yeah.
man, I should go back to being a lawyer. It's like, I want to be you.
That's a great option, a lawyer.
A lawyer, yeah.
Growing up, coming up in the comedy world, I had a lot of guys who were in advertising. That was the big thing in the early 90s. A lot of guys had great jobs in advertising for big firms, but they wanted to be comedians. They weren't happy with the advertising. They wanted to be comics. Like every guy, there was a couple of guys who made $500,000 a year. I knew, like at BBD&O.
Think about
and
that.
they wanted to be Dave Attell.
Yeah.
And Dave Attell at the time was making $600 a week doing stand. But they would watch Attell crush somewhere, and they go, I want to be him. And maybe one day, make a bunch of money like Seinfeld or something. But they didn't want to be, and a lot of them came from rich families, I think, and they were like insecure and stuff. I want to be my own thing. But what I'm doing in advertising is hacky. I hate it. I want to be an artist, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, a lot of times they don't realize that, like the comics, like us, we would be like, no, we'd rather be making $500,000 a year. But what do you? Do you really want? Do you want to be in show business, or what do you want to do? It's crazy,
Well, it's either in you or it's not, right? Like,
Yeah.
I tell people who want to quit all the time, and I have a tendency to date younger comics, like broads who are a couple years in, and so I
Right.
have to deal with them wanting to quit a lot.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
What
what
do
is
you
your
tell-
option?
yeah,
What
what
do
do
you
you-
want to do? Do you want to teach and make 40,000? Would you be happy doing that?
Right. Well, that is. I mean, that sounds harsh, but maybe they would be.
Maybe they would.
The other thing, maybe they need the 40 G's.
That's it.
I mean, what are you going to support them?
Are you kidding? I do. That's the problem. That's why I got to cut them loose.
I know.
I don't like girls buying my dinner.
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah. Then if you get the ego thing where a guy's like, I gotta pay. But then there's another thing, a phenomenon in LA where I've known really nice girls, classy girls, who get caught up in this thing where they support some douchebag actor.
Sure.
Cause
Or musician, right? That's a big LA thing.
Because he's really talented. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's super talented and really he's gonna make it. He's basically mooching. He's mooching.
Yeah,
off
yeah.
you just feel like strangling him. Oh no, I'm gonna take one more class of Meisner, and I'm really gonna attack this Sprite commercial I'm going on.
This year the Groundlings are really going to move me along. I'll be on SNL soon enough.
Yeah, maybe I'll get on the road company of Groundlings, and it'll only cost me $80 a week to live with you.
No, you're going to be working the weekend shifts at Black Angus. That's what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, well, no, now that I work in law, because you're living off you, you're working the shifts at Black Angus, and they're living off you. And they're like, no, I'm telling you, I'm working with my acting coach, and we're really going to try to hit this. He goes, when you say, obey your thirst, Sprite, he says, really hit thirst. Obey your thirst, Sprite. Obey your thirst, Sprite. And these hacks, they go, no, you got to hit Sprite. No, that's where you're wrong, man. That's where you're commercial. That's where you're just selling out. It's not about Sprite. It's about thirst.
Awesome, baby, with a capital A.
Yeah. Yeah, baby, obey your thirst, Sprite, baby. And then again, you become suicidal. The Artie Lange Show.